Hey everybody, welcome back to Zippy Industries. I am Chris as usual, and today is a big day. We have paint and our front end back from plating. Did the 24-hour drive over Friday and Saturday. Me and my wife drove up New Hampshire, picked up all of our paintwork for the Born Free bike. Born Free, Texas, and on our way back we stopped in Jersey, saw Nick, and we got our front end back. So this is all of the girder front end. It is nickel. We didn't do chrome, we did nickel. I felt like it would play better with all the stainless that we're doing, the polished stainless and the paintwork. So yeah, the frame and stuff is still in the car, so gotta go get it out. But first things first, I gotta make some room and clean this shit up. So let's do that. All right, so got the place cleaned up, a lot better. So I'm still waiting on my polished parts to come back. Nick said they should be done this week. And then the motor, I talked to Barney, he should be heat cycling it tomorrow or Tuesday. So we should have that. Also got my transmission case vapor blasted, so once we get that back, I can put all this shit back together, which any fucking table becomes a junk collection. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure most of you can relate to that, but anyway, but we're gonna put this front end together. I still have to do some work to it. We ordered, since it doesn't have any stops in it, we ordered an internal stop kit. This one here is Sickle Standard. All right, stainless polish. It's got a little rib in it, so that works out for what we're doing. And then the actual stop fits into the neck itself. All right, so unlike this one that has the ring, all right, the ring part actually goes into the cup. All right, I'll show it to you in a little bit. Got some wire. I got a bunch of stuff from Lowbrow. So this is for this bike. These parts are because I robbed this from this bike for the Born Free bike. So got to replace that, and I had already built some stuff based off of using that plate. Got our PM calipers and all the other crap. So, but this stuff over here is for the Texas bike. Got some very simple wiring going on. So, but all cloth wrapped. So both these bikes will have the cloth wrapped wiring. Very simple chopper wiring and whatnot. So, but yeah, I think first things we're going to do is unwrap all this stuff for the front end. That way we can put all our parts together. I do have brand new bushings to put in there, so we'll put those in and see if they'll fit. The problem is they're a little bit thicker than the originals, and actually one of the bushings is on back order, so figures, right? But yeah, let's get that apart and I can show you. All right, so got all our parts here, and there you go. Our girder front end is all new. All right, so nice nickel plating, which like I said should go well with our stainless. There was one problem that Nick had found whenever he was tearing this thing apart. Once he stripped the chrome, where they had done a brake stay, right? So somebody at some point had drilled a hole through here for a brake stay, and they had a bolt in there. It actually had cracked, and you can see where they left a little bit of the weld just to make sure we don't have any problems. All right, and then he welded further past that point on both sides so they match, right? And then blended everything out. So that was something I didn't see before, right? He said he didn't see it until he got the chrome off. He said it looked like there might have been something, and once he got the chrome off, there was, yeah, it was pretty good crack on both sides. So pretty happy we actually decided to strip this thing and get it redone, because otherwise we wouldn't have found that if we would have just left it crusty probably. So, but it's part of it. So, all right, got our new bushings here. So bushings are all going to go in here, right? And then we got all of our parts in here. Here's our new stem that I made. All right, so our old one It had wear on the stem itself, but the threads were pretty beat up. All right, so there's a set screw that goes on the one plate, on the top plate, and it chewed it up pretty good. So we got a piece of 4140 here that I turned it on the lathe, put new threads on it and whatnot. I still need to tap this in for 12, whatever fine thread, 1/2 inches. I think it's 1220 or something like that. Anyway, that's like the last part we got to do on that. I have checked the nut, right? So Nick had this thing getting it plated, so I didn't really have a reference. So I'd use a micrometer and 3-wire, and it fits really nice. So anyway, enough rambling. Let's get the rest of these parts on package. Beefy ass spring. Put that in there. This is the upper. Yeah, this is our upper mount. All right, so this is that set screw. Some others a set screw that goes in here that locks the stem in. All right, so we gotta be careful when we put that back in. This is our lower mount. All right, I remember how to put all this stuff back together. All right, these should be the links. Signature CCW looking link there. All right, and then these shafts, so these are the cross shafts. I had them chromed anyway. There is some wear on them, or I had them plated. Sorry, it's nickel. There's some wear on them where the bushings were, so I don't know if we're going to remake these. I do have material to remake these. They do get greased through the end. But it's really simple. Drill, tap, put a hole in it, and you can remake them. But some of them do have wear on them. Let's see if I can find the ones that do. There's a couple of them. I just got residue on it. The one thing is with the plating on here, we might have some tolerance issues because these have been replated. They all look good now though. There was some light pitting. He may have taken care of that, but these all look good. So got our axle here, which again, I have material to make a new one, and these threads are kind of chewed. So we'll see about that. I'm probably going to have to chase these because of the plating. But you can see these threads are pretty chewed up. So these threads look nice. But we have material to make a new one, so we may just make a new one and be done with it, because why not, right? Rest of our hardware. Got the nuts, they turned out pretty decent. Again, this front end is from the 70s, I guess. So it's seen some shit, right? It has some corrosion and stuff on it, so it, yeah. There's our bolt for the bottom. They turned out pretty well, so we should be able to use that. And then the washer that goes with it. And then we got our spacers, and these here are the nuts that go on the axle. They weren't in the greatest of shape. I'm actually probably going to put some stainless ones on it, just because they weren't in good shape to begin with. So they're kind of shitty. So probably just gonna do new stainless hardware and be done with it, and it'll tie everything together too. So this big bastard, finding one of these would be hard to find, but the rest of this stuff we're probably just gonna swap out and put some new hardware on it. But it's all fine thread stuff, so if we can find it, great. If not, then you know, we have the hardware, we can reuse it, so it's not a huge deal. There are spacers. These are original spacers. They were for this whatever wheel they had on here. We're going to be running that Mullins Star Hub spool, so honestly I don't know if it's going to fit or not. I do need to make new spacers because this is like a little under 5/8. It's probably like a 9/16 axle, and you can see it's got play in it, right? It doesn't fit entirely nice, but our spool has 5/8 inch bearings in it, and this was a little bit under for when I put it together before. So, but let's start putting some shit together. All right, first things first, I gotta check our bushings, all right, because these are the new bushings we ordered. They're exactly the same as the old ones, except this flange is a little bit thicker, so I might have to turn that down. But like I had mentioned with that plating, which doesn't seem to be a problem, that's got a lot of play on it though. So we may very well put new shafts in this thing. Because like there should be there should be a little play. That is that's too much. Unless the bushings are different sizes, but they shouldn't be. Everything should be the same. So this one doesn't want to go on. It's got that plating on there. I'm about to chase these threads, clean it up because it's got some boogered stuff on it. There we go. Yeah, see, it's got a decent amount of play. Well, maybe the bushings are the wrong size too. Let's see. I have the old ones. So they do get greased, so like there is, you know, like some could be taken up with that. Or we might have to get some bushing material or bronze material and make our own. But I think they're, yeah, see, that's got more play in it. So that's gross. And like new plating with some really old fucking grease on it. So I think we're gonna make new shafts and see where it gets us, because I would like for these to fit tighter. Not super tight, but that's quite a bit of play. So yeah, that's a lot of play. It's good 3/1000 or so. So anyway, so our bushings are good. They fit better. So, and the one nice thing about these front ends is you really can change kind of the width, right, a little bit. So because these plates go on the outside, so the the width up top can be changed and whatnot. So this inner part shouldn't be a big deal, right? But first things first, we have to modify our lower, right? So this lower clamp here, it's not really getting modified, but we do have to drill and tap, or we do have to drill the holes, all right, for our internal lock, right? So this plate goes on here, and then it gets pinned. All right, it has these pins in here. This goes on here, bearing goes on that, right? And then it has this tab, and that tab interlocks with this cup. So this will go on our frame, all right? We gotta drill the frame also, because it has some pins in it. And then once we get this on and get it lined up, then these two will mate, right? And then we should be good to go. We are gonna put this together first before we drill it, so that, shit happens, right? And if you've been on the channel long enough, shit happens. So, but enough. Let's go pull some painted parts. So here we go. It's been a couple days. I got some stuff put together. All right. So the frame is cinder red, right? House colors. But the bottom is a like a tint darker. So it has kind of a Winfield fade thing going on. All right, so can't really see it very well in here because we're inside, but it's got pretty good flake in it. And we got our tins, right? This is a cinder, right? And then it's got these drop shadows, all right? And then this is Harley turquoise color for our stripe. And then the silver, it was supposed to be Orion silver, which I think this part here is Orion silver, but this is like some other color he put in here, darker. All right, got our oil tank. So overall, fairly happy. All right, so got a lot of work to do. Got our front end back together. All nickel. I think it goes really well with the color here because this has like a copper-ish yellow color kind of to it, and so does the nickel. And then all of our stuff is stainless and it's polished. So all of our other parts. I made this guy last night. So our little mount here for our headlight. All right, pretty simple. But I've been wanting to use this headlight for a while. I've had it for a couple years. All right, so it's a Y pack. It's a fog light actually, but it has this really cool embossed glass, and then it has a little visor essentially on top of, built into the glass and stuff. So it's a pretty cool light. Been wanting to use it. Haven't had a front end that was essentially worthy. So got our little mount here. Probably gonna build some sort of nut here because that thing looks like crap, but we'll see. Got our Mullins change drive, billet spool down here. All right, so that's aluminum, all one piece deal. So, but yeah, currently I'm working on finishing the kicker. All right, so the kicker arm, it's one of those things I just haven't gotten around to yet, mainly because I didn't know how I was going to do it and I didn't want to do it. But this is kind of how we're going to do it. All right, so it kind of mimics the stock setup type deal here. So next thing I got to do, right, so I welded the outside. Next thing I do is drill my hole, right, so then I can put this part on here, and then I can thread these together to make sure they're concentric, and then weld this entire thing on here. So we'll I'll line this up, we'll put this on here, I'll thread it in, and I'll take it back off. I'm gonna weld this, weld it out, and then we'll add our little bung, weld it all out and be done with it. I'm thinking about just leaving this thing raw. So might polish the top, but I kind of like this dark, color that's got going on here. So anyway, we'll see. Well, let's get to it. All right, so got our hole drilled, our piece matches, right? Sits on there pretty well. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is weld this part to this, right, first, so I can get a good bead all the way around. And then I'll notch this little area so that the weld will fit in there. And then we'll put it on here and weld all this together. I think that's probably our best bet, because I mean, this is kind of important, you know, it's what our, well, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe we'll bolt this together and then, or weld this to this, because really this needs to be 100% welded, right? So all the way around, that would probably make more sense, because really all this is doing is holding a bolt, kind of. Alright, kicker arm is all welded. Turned out pretty nice, I think so anyway. Hopefully it's straight-ish. You know, straight-ish. Because it is a bent piece of metal. Yeah, straight-ish. So that'll work. Our bolt did fit in here earlier. Hopefully it still does. Yep. Alright, gotta do a little cleanup up here on top, let this thing cool down. We'll round these edges off. Alright, we'll probably put this white one on here just because we have it. I am going to build a pedal at some point, but we may not have time for Texas, so we'll probably just put one of these popsicles on here for now. I have a black one too, so we might run the black one instead, that way the grips and stuff match. Black seat, all that shit. So anyway, but yeah, I think our kicker arm's in pretty good shape. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully we'll be getting our motor back here next couple days. Polish work is supposed to be beginning next week, he was saying, so hopefully soon. As of today, we are 22 days from Born Free, Texas, which means we have 17 days to have this thing completely put together and in the camper and on the road. We're going down a few days early because it was cheaper. But we're taking a couple days to get down there, so we're gonna take our time and whatnot. So that means we have to get this thing together. Lots to do. But the kicker arm honestly was the last piece of fabrication we had to do. I did spacers and stuff for that the other day, did the mount for this last night, and those were like really the only things that we're waiting on for the most part. Yeah, so once our backing plate, our new backing plate, once it gets here, then we can put our drum on, our fin drum. We would put the front wheel on, but all that's getting polished. So yeah, so anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Stay tuned and take care. We'll see you on the next video.